Hey everybody, welcome to Shellbox Reviews. I'm Stan with my lovely wife Tanya here again, and we're back for another Superman trailer reaction. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a while, like, since we've actually had a legit good Superman. I liked the first trailer. It was okay, but was there anything that you were thinking about with this?
I mean, he's not as handsome as other Supermans.
Henry Cavill?
Yeah, Henry Cavill. Brendan Routh.
Dean Cain?
I mean, even the TV series, Superman, he was
Tom Welling?
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Tom Welling,
yeah. And Christopher Reeves. Can you believe we're going down a list of
many.
Supermans?
But even the recent Lois and Clark.
What's his name from Superman Lois? Yeah.
Who was in Teen Wolf.
He was pretty
they're
cool.
all very handsome. He's not traditionally handsome, but I'm guessing that they're going to do a good kind of story with him. It kind of looks like it's set in maybe the 80s.
I don't know if it's in the 80s, but they're taking a little bit more. James Gunn's he's pulling from everywhere.
Yeah.
He's getting like different versions of comics and stuff. There's a thing behind the symbol. I can tell you after the reaction. But anyway, so here we go. We'll check this out, and fingers crossed they get it right, because I know you're a big Lois fan. So.
Huge Lois fan. They got Lois right, so.
Yeah, she looks great.
The casting
but
was perfect.
Let's see if she can pull it off as well. All right, here we go.
Are you being serious right now? Yeah. You'd let me interview you as Superman.
They look great together, don't they?
Yeah, they're cute.
Ready?
Let's do it,
He
Cronkite.
is very cute.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might. It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
Hmm.
Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States
Anybody except for me. And doing good.
Yep. He's got her there.
Question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
Exactly. Oh, the classic John Williams score.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Is that engineer? She smacked the puppy, honey.
I know. I want her dead. John Wicker.
That's what makes you who you are.
Good old Jonathan Kent.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it.
Huh.
He's somehow become focal point of the entire world's conversation.
Love Hawk Girl. So good.
Accept that.
I played your boots. I'll go get them for you.
So it looks kind of interesting.
You have a dog?
Wouldn't that be nice?
It would be very cute.
Having a puppy like that.
For me, it's
Yeah.
half cringe, half. They got it right.
Well, they're tackling this subject of like, well, what, like, he's got godlike powers and stuff, so what is he allowed to do and what isn't he allowed to do? So this was something that went in Superman 4. There's been comics and different incarnations of it where it's questioned, like, why should he be allowed to make the decision of who lives and who dies and what wars and what governments are allowed to go to war with what countries and stuff and all this and that. So in Superman 4, when he's there at the end with the UN, because he says to rid the world of all the nukes and everything, he ends up like Christopher Reeves is brilliant as well. So like he goes, look, I can't give it to you. I can't do it. Like someday the world's leaders will be pushed enough by their, fellow countrymen and stuff to put an end to this superpower to potentially wipe each other out and stuff. But like it's touch on the comics where it is like public opinion turns against Superman and he's got his haters. So it's something about, I think Lex is turning public opinion against Superman and saying he should be controlled. We should be in charge of him and this and that.
That makes sense.
And it sees that like kind of that containment unit where they're all in there. It feels like that's where Lex is keeping them all. He's the one that the government reaches out to, like, hey, can you get this guy? Can you go and because you see, I think it's Metamorpho's in there. There's a quick shot of him sitting there, but then there's like all this stuff where it's like it feels like a world that's been lived in by heroes, and it's just a common thing to see that massive dinosaur kaiju kind of thing in the sky.
What is that?
Yeah, it's just it's something where it's like it's common for heroes to come out and stop these big city or world apocalyptic things from happening. Because you see Guy Gardner, like Nathan Fillion playing him, and it's like, yeah, he's well known by the public. Him and Hawkgirl and stuff, they're all wearing the same jackets and stuff.
Yeah.
But am I putting you to sleep?
No, just it's been a long day.
So
it's almost 9 p.m. here.
What do you think with the look of it and like with Lois Lane kind of grilling him?
I like Lois Lane. I wasn't a huge fan of Superman kind of getting angry and yelling. Like that's not really.
It doesn't feel very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt off, and that's not kind of the Superman that I know.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know how to explain it, but he's like control.
It's out of character.
He's very out of character. It's like who is that?
Well, he says it in the animation when we were watching Justice League when he's fighting Darkseid. He goes, you don't know what it's like to live in a world of cardboard. To make sure I don't lose control, that I don't lose my temper, and I don't get aggressive, because the slightest second of that happens, people get hurt. But here's the funny thing. You can take it. And that's when he unleashes on freaking Darkseid. So like this with him arguing with Lois, that does feel out of character. Him standing up and just being like, oh, well, yeah.
People may die. It's like, people know that. Like Lois knows that.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand why
she's his ultimate defender. Yeah. So with her turning around and saying you didn't question like what the president, it's like,
very odd.
He don't belong to the president. He belongs to the world. I'm sorry, but you gotta.
And that's one of Lois's like main papers that she writes about how Superman is good for the world.
Yeah, he's the miracle that people are calling out for when all hope is lost and stuff. But like it's just.
But Lois is asking all Loisy questions. It is, and she looks Loisy. It's just the Superman feels off.
Super journalist and stuff, but it feels like it's almost like that we're getting a Superman where the pressure's starting to get to him now of public opinion. But also too with this new symbol, I was going to say the rights to Superman is up. I think the domain name like rights kind of deal. So that original symbol that we got from the early 1930s and all that stuff, that's why they've changed this now. That's why they've made it different, because basically I think Warner Brothers is not going to be able to copyright certain stuff. So yeah, that's why we've got DC 52 Superman with the collar. Just a very so I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping this is good, because they have to make any comic fan out there who knows what they know, they have to make the perfect Superman movie. James Gunn has the weight of the world on his shoulders, because in the same month Fantastic Four is coming out, and
Yeah.
Marvel has to make the perfect Fantastic Four movie.
Which I don't have
with-
high hopes for either of them right now.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of in the middle with both.
I'm looking forward more to this than Fantastic Four, and that's a weird thing to say with the amount of love I've got for Fantastic Four. But Superman is my go-to.
Superman
He
is,
is
yeah.
my first hero. My
Yeah.
first ever before Michael Keaton and Tim Burton's Batman. I was watching good old Christopher Reeves, you know, catching Lois, catching the helicopter and all that stuff, and that was many, many moons ago, hence why I've got the grey hair. But yeah, so
I am going to reserve judgment till after I see it, but from the trailers, I'm not impressed.
yeah.
It feels a bit half and half to me. So some bits are great, some bits not so great.
That John Williams
little-
music does
Oh,
get
the
me a
John
little
Williams,
bit
yeah, I mean,
goosebumpy, like
It's the original,
you know.
so of course. But yeah, we'll see. But let us know what you thought in the comments below, and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch.
And thanks for watching,
Thanks
guys.
for watching.
Bye.
Bye.